Well, there will be a funeral service today for that young mother gunned down on a quiet suburban New Jersey street. It happened earlier this week.
Yeah, and speculation that her husband may be involved is still out there. Beau Dietl, a former New York City detective and founder of Beau Dietl and Associates, joins us this morning. You know, there's some talk that a text message from this mother to her brother saying that, you know, if anything happens to me, you know, look at my husband because he's been threatening me. Does that stand up in a court of law?
That's one of the areas the detectives are investigating. We also find out that the guy's a bit of a fugazi, where he was supposed to be going for a PhD. No. Then he was supposed to have a business, and he has a beautiful website, but no one knows any business. He never went to work. This guy could have been involved with some bad things. So when you set up an investigation like this, you put him as the suspect, but you also put the business that he was involved in. You have to leave all ends open. Also, I think there was 11 shots, Greg, that was fired. A lot of people don't realize he was hit. Supposedly hit 4 times. You can't.
He was shot. He was shot as well.
You can't direct a bullet. You know what I mean? You go shoot Greg in the arm. You know, when you're shooting a gun, you can't really control it.
Yeah, you're shooting to kill. It happened at night.
Yeah.
So the woman died. He was shot, and that's why I don't think he. You know, there's been all sorts of speculation, and he seems like he's a victim. I don't care if he's, you know, his past is or his present is all a mess.
Well, you don't think it's a little shady that, you know, he said that he went to like Ivy League schools and he went.
We know that his character is in question. But the point we're trying to say is when someone shoots 11 shots at you and we're walking together, I get killed, you don't. You know what? He might have been involved with a lot of business shady deals, and that's some of the investigations going on. But the fact that she says, oh, he'll hurt me. He maybe was an abusive piece of garbage with his wife, and she was frightened of him, but maybe this has or has nothing to do with it.
All right.
All right. This week, a friend of ours' son died from an overdose of OxyContin.
Yeah.
And I know that you were working with the family trying to get this kid in rehab and everything like that. And it just, it's kind of a reminder out there that nobody is exempt when it comes to your kids.
Well, this child was the child of privilege, I guess, right?
Well, yeah, but it could happen to anybody.
I understand that. They're just emphasizing your point. It can happen to
anybody. Like the 3 boys, and they were like my sons, and this dear friend of mine, Steve, and Rosanna knows the family well.
The Whitcoffs.
Great family, great guy, benevolent guy, gives money to everything, any charity, everything. He's always stand up right there.
And a good father.
Good father.
Very involved with his kids.
The son got involved with this OxyContin, and that's what I really came here to talk about this morning, because people don't realize how addictive this is. The kid's been for 3 years in and out of rehabs. He was for 5 months. They were weaning him down to get a job, get out of the rehab, and what happened was they allowed him privileges to go out. He went to that San Fernando Valley. He copped this, crushed it up, stored it, and died in the rehab. Now, what I got to tell people is when you have a pain, back pain, they give you a script right away. They give you 60 OxyContin pills. Please, I got to tell people, look in your medicine cabinets. Throw that stuff in the toilet bowl. Get rid of all those pills in your medicine cabinet. When I was having problems with pain, Vicodin, OxyContin, I looked at my medicine cabinet the other day, and it's loaded up with stuff. Imagine now the kids say they go medicine cabinet searching for drugs. They crush them up, they snort them. Please, go to your medicine cabinets, throw it in the toilet bowl, anything that is not used, please.
But how do you know if your kid is doing something like that?
Well, it must be some kind of a high, because it must be some of this elaborate high, because once they do it, it's such a difficult thing to kick. Even cocaine's easier, alcoholism is easier, but this OxyContin is really a dire threat. And this is not the first one I heard. This is a half a dozen in the last year with children being involved with this OxyContin. They're doing it in colleges. They crush it up. They snort it. They take the pill. This is really serious stuff.
The Medford Pharmacy massacre.
That's right.
The person, Laffer, allegedly behind it, was looking for and actually did steal, according to the police report, OxyContin.
Great point, Greg. He was able to kill people indiscriminately like that because he wanted that drug so bad. So, I mean, this is something that's out there. And remember Califano, the former...
Yeah, Joe Califano.
Joe and I, we worked together with this addiction thing.
Joe Califano, a former Lyndon Johnson administration, Carter administration official, cabinet member.
We worked together with this thing called CASA, and it's about addicted children and all that. And I tell you what, parents really recognize your kids are in school. Talk to them. Let them know you understand it, because a lot of people, oh, it's going to happen to the other guy. It happened to my friend Steve in Wyckoff, and I tell you what, I cried for the last 3 days. There's no more tears in me. You're talking about 2 other sons there, a family destroyed. We have to help other kids to realize that this is not the way to go. And parents, Talk to your kids. Let them know you understand.
I'm curious about something, and I heard this. I saw it in the movie once, and I want to know if it's true. I don't know the answer. The DEA agents or anybody who works in narcotics enforcement at some time or another in a very controlled environment will take those drugs legally to understand the feeling, the effect that it has, and to be able to better recognize it in other people. Have you heard of that? Does that happen?
I heard about that years ago, but I think with an addictive drug like this OxyContin, I keep going back to it because I've been through them all, through heroin and cocaine, you know, as a detective and as a police officer in New York, and I've seen kids, more so I've seen families destroyed by it. To take this is not something where you beat it. Remember Rush Limbaugh?
That's right.
Exactly.
Rush was
you have people who are 50, 60 years old who start taking this OxyContin, they become addicted. They have to go to rehab. How bad is this stuff?
Did Steve's kids start in college?
I think he started probably, he was at the University of Miami, and then he came out. He hit about 2 or 3 rehabs. Steve and his wife were enormously supportive.
Of course
did everything in the world. Just imagine, well, you're winding down 5 months in rehab. Now they're letting you go out. One time he goes out, his body was physically gone of it. But mentally, that devil controlled the mind. And everybody got to realize OxyContin. And my thing is, I would like investigation into these drug companies that are just supplying, and these doctors. If a person needs 10 pills, give them 10 pills. And when they run out, let them have to come back for a new script. Don't give them 60 OxyContin pills put into your drug cabinets.
You're right.
They prescribe that many?
Yes, actually, I'll show you. When my mom was dying, my mom was dying.
There's a black market for this stuff as well.
I had 100 OxyContin pills that they gave me for my mother. My mother was dying at the end, and they all of a sudden I looked in the medicine cabinet. 100 pills were in there. I took them, I flushed them down the toilet bowl, and a couple of my friends said, "What'd you do that for? They're great." These are people who are not drug addicts. People who have tried it, they get so addicted to this garbage, and I really mean it. We joke a lot here on the show. This is something that's such a scourge that's out there, and please talk to your children out there and let them know you understand what's going on.
All right.
Thank you, and our regards and condolences to the Woodcock family.
Certainly.
All right, coming up on Good Day.